Hi everybody, this is Debbie, from Teacher Success Coach. Yes, day 4 in the physical classroom. Well. It's been extremely tiring, but extremely fun, exciting, and satisfying. Yes, the students are still all over the place. I had a new group today, and in terms of the mobile phone is going, the chat is going, all of that. Educators, if you have students in your classroom and you're in the physical classroom and they're talking a lot, there's no point in you trying to do a lesson, because remember, they've been on lockdown and they haven't seen each other for a while. So they have all this energy, all this hyperactivity going on within them, and they want to share, they want to talk. They want to hug each other. They want to tell them who they've been chatting with online, and they haven't seen their friends to talk about it. So those are the things that have been going on in my classroom. And I said to them today, I had 5 classes, 6 classes today. And I said to all of them, yes, this week, do whatever you want to do. Keep on chatting, keep on playing the fool, do whatever you want to do. Right, but next week I'm taking my class back. And one of them said to me, Miss, you told us that already. I said, yes. I said, when you repeat something, it reinforces in your head, so you would remember it. And remember, you guys are psychology students, so the more I repeat it, the more you remember. When you come in next week is to sit down and get on with your work. Another thing I did with them, again, I continue doing with them, is mental health. Talking to them about mental health, showing them videos about mental health, because there's all the time, they will not be aware that they're suffering from mental health issues, because it might be something that is simple. I had a student came out, reach out to me today. She was suffering from mental health issue because she felt overwhelmed. And she had some work to do. She should have been doing it over the lockdown period and on the platform, but she wasn't able to do anything. So I said to her, one of the things we need to do is chop it out in chunks. And don't try to do everything. Forget about, yes, there's a deadline, I hear that. But let's remove the deadline and just start doing work in chunks. And then give me some of the work on Wednesday next week. Because at least if you give a piece of work in and then I actually give you positive feedback on it, it's going to inspire you and you're going to be motivated to want to do more. So that's one of the things I've actually told her to do. She actually was so emotional about it because she haven't done anything and she just felt overwhelmed. So educators, you'll find some of those things. So you need to probably get your students to do work in chunks instead of doing the whole thing, or they're seeing the whole thing. You need to chunk it up. It could be a small chunk, but at least there is something. And when they do something little, they actually get feedback on it, and it could actually inspire them and motivate them to want to do more because they actually see there is a reward on that. Another thing, educators, something happened yesterday. There are too many expectations on us as educators within schools or institutions or colleges, wherever you are. You need to start setting boundaries because it is an expectation. Because you're an educator, you have to stay after your prescribed time of being in the school or wherever you are. Because it seems to be that some of the things that is being said, one of the things is everybody is, some people are leaving early or some people are staying late, but you as an educator, you are not staying later. Why should we stay later? You are contracted to work a certain time. You finish a certain time because it have always been expected of us. It's our unwritten code, the fact that we are not setting boundaries, that people take it for granted that you have to stay after your contracted time. If you're contracted to finish at 3 o'clock, I don't see why you cannot leave at 3 o'clock. But because we've allowed heads or principal we have actually allowed them to tell us when we should be leaving. We allow them to take advantage of us in that way, whereby it becomes an expectation. When we are leaving at our contracted time, it becomes an issue for them. Educators, when you finish work a certain time, remember you have a life outside education. It's a job, yes, it could be a calling, it could be a mission, it could be a passion, but you need to remember to take care of yourself. You need to set boundaries. It doesn't matter what they expect of us, because it seems to be an expectation we should be finishing late, and when we're not finishing late, heads of department or principals, etc., have issues to say on that. We need to start taking our time back. We need to start reclaiming what is ours. And their time is when our contract finishes. Our contract finishes at 3 o'clock. We leave at 3 o'clock, or we leave at 3:15. The expectation is we have to stay longer. Hell no. We need to start reclaiming our life back. And this expectation has to stop. And we need to start setting boundaries. We need to start saying no. Right? Because the more we keep on saying yes, the more it becomes an expectation, and it becomes a reinforced expectation in this institution, in this head of years or principal mind, that they feel that we have to be there. We need to claim our time back. We need to claim us back. We need to reclaim what is ours. We need to start setting boundaries and stop making them expect that of us. Because when it becomes an expectation, it becomes a routine. And as a result of that, they're saying you've always done it this way. You've always finished at 4 o'clock instead of finishing at 3 or 3:15. So they expect us to stay those time. And then we become trapped. And when we're ready to leave, it becomes an issue because we've always done it. Hell no, we need to reclaim our time, and we need to start setting boundaries. Because that actually was a reinforcement for me yesterday, that I need to set boundaries. Because my boundary was I finished a certain time and I left a certain time, but then it seems to create an issue. And I had to remind people that I am contracted to finish at this time. So if you feel that there are issues around that, sorry. When I finish and I'm going home, I still have work to do when I come home. So that's issues. Another thing, educators, the students are also becoming very anxious because they have to be assessed. The assessment we've got for them is from any time now until May month. And they're extremely anxious. So that's something you will have to deal with, either doing meditation, either getting them to write their journals, or getting them to go outside for a walk, or doing exercise in the classroom, any of that, because the students are not quite anxious. So that you need to start managing with them. Anyway, have a fantastic evening. Take care, guys. Remember to set boundaries, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, day 5 of the session. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot for listening. See you guys.